Our next video is over area of composite figures. Below you'll see a 4-step process to make you successful at breaking these figures up to find the area. Now a composite figure just means a figure made up of multiple shapes. So the first thing we need to do is break the figure into regions. And these should be our simple shapes that we've talked about. So if we expand on our picture up here, we can break this into shapes. We see that we can create a triangle here. And we can create, you can either do a rectangle here, or we could undo that and do a rectangle here. It's really up to you what you want to do. What I'm going to do is go back, and I want to make this into a little rectangle there. So we've done our first step. We've broken it into simple regions. Now, the next thing, identify the area formulas necessary to calculate the area of each component region. All right, so let's go back to our figure. What this is saying is we've got to figure out which formulas do we need to solve for the area of these shapes. Well, I only have a triangle and 2 rectangles. So we know for a triangle, the area is 1/2 the base times the height. And for a rectangle, the area is equal to the length times the width. So we have everything we need now to solve for these shapes. All right, our third step, use the given information, or we might have to deduce. We might have to go figure out some dimensions to calculate the area of each component. So let's first look at our triangle. It doesn't tell us the height of our triangle, but what we can do is we see that the full length, or the full height of this figure is 10 inches. But the height of our rectangle only goes up to here, so that's 6 inches down from the top. So what we do to figure out the height is we can do 10 minus 6, which gives us 4 inches. So I now have that the height of my figure is 4 inches. Well, now let's go back and look. We see that the full length up here of the rectangle is 7 inches, but the base itself is 15 inches. So to figure out my triangle base, what I'm going to do, sorry about that straight line, is I'm going to subtract 15 minus 7, because our triangle doesn't start until we're over here. So to get my base, I do 15 minus 7, which is 8. So I'm now ready to calculate the area of my triangle. I do 1/2 times the base, which is 15 minus 7 is 8. And that's also multiplied by the height. Well, 1/2 times 8 is 4. And 4 times 4, oops, I jumped ahead of myself, is equal to 16. And let's see, what units are we in? We are in inches. So this is 16 square inches. Now, we can figure out our rectangles. Rectangles are easy. Let's start with this top one. Our rectangles are just our length times our width. Well, in this case, our length times our width, is 5 times 6, and that equals 30 inches squared. And then finally we have this last rectangle down here. Well, we know that our rectangle that we're looking for is only from the edge of this triangle over. So we went from here over. So again, we see that that is 7 inches, and the width is going to be the same as the height of our triangle. As we see, we have to take these 6 inches away. We don't use that for this lower rectangle. So the area for this lower rectangle is 7 times 4. 7 because it's 7 inches long. And we get the 4 by doing 10 minus 6. And so this is equal to 28 inches squared. And then last but not least, all we do is add the areas of the component regions together. So let's go add those together. We see right here we have 16 inches squared plus 30 inches squared plus 28 inches squared. So all we do is add 16 plus 28 plus 30, and we see the total area is equal to, let's see, that's 58 plus 10 is 68 plus another 6, so we're at 74 inches squared. So that's how you go about finding area of composite figures. Break it up into simple pieces, find the area, and then add it all back together at the end.